So every day for several months now, or every week now for several months, I choose a different psalm of the week and I read that psalm every day, the same psalm every day. And the psalm of the week for me this week has been Psalm 35, and it has really resonated for me as I've been following all the events in the news, the civil unrest, the demonstrations, the protests over George Floyd's tragic murder. And I haven't known what to do about that, what to say or how to respond. And Psalm 34 has continued to pulse through me as I've read that. And so I've been praying about what to do, and I've asked others to help me know how to respond and what to do. And I woke up this morning and felt like God was telling me to read this psalm, not just to myself, but to read it publicly, and to read it in a way that might help me and us hear the voice of George Floyd and those voices that of color that have been silenced in so many ways. And so here I am. I'm going to read Psalm 35 for the 12:05 update. As cars drive by, I'm struck that I'm reading Psalm 35 on the side of a street, a curb, where George Floyd lost his life. I'm aware that just right down here there's some road signs that say road work ahead, and then a little bit farther down that the right lane is closed. And I think there have been a lot of lanes that have been closed for my brothers and sisters of color. And so I just want to read this. I'm going to read it out loud as these cars travel by, and I invite you to hear Psalm 34 or Psalm 35 as the voice of George Floyd. Hear the word of God. Contend, O Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler and rise up for my help. Draw the spear and javelin against my pursuers. Say to my soul, I am your salvation. Let them be put to shame and dishonor who seek after my life. Let them be turned back and disappointed who devise evil against me. Let them be like chaff before the wind, with the angel of the Lord driving them away. Let their way be dark and slippery, with the angel of the Lord pursuing them. For without cause they hid their net for me. Without cause they dug a pit for my life. Let destruction come upon him when he does not know it, and let the net that he hid ensnare him. Let him fall into it to his destruction. Then my soul will rejoice in the Lord, exulting in his salvation. All my bones shall say, O Lord, who is like you, delivering the poor from him who is too strong for him, the poor and the needy from him who robs him? Malicious witnesses rise up. They ask me of things I do not know. They repay me evil for good. My soul is bereft. But when they were sick, I wore sackcloth. I afflicted myself with fasting. I prayed with head bowed on my chest. I went about as though I grieved for my friend or my brother, as one who laments his mother. I bowed down in mourning. But at my stumbling, they rejoiced and gathered. They gathered together against me. Wretches whom I know tore at me without ceasing. Like profane mockers at a feast, they gnash at me with their teeth. How long, O Lord, will you look on? Rescue me from their destruction, my precious life from the lions. I will thank you in the great congregation. In the mighty throng I will praise you. Let not those rejoice over me who are wrongly my foes, and let not those wink the eye who hate me without cause. For they do not speak peace, but against those who are quiet in the land they devise words of deceit. They open wide their mouths against me. They say, Aha, our eyes have seen it. You have seen, O Lord, be not silent. O Lord, be not far from me. Awake and arouse yourself for my vindication, for my cause, my God, my Lord. Vindicate me, O Lord, my God, according to your righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Aha, our heart's desire. Let them not say, we have swallowed him up. Let them be put to shame and disappointed altogether who rejoice at my calamity. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor who magnify themselves against me. And let those who delight in my righteousness shout for joy and be glad and say, evermore great is the Lord who delights in the welfare of his servant. Then my tongue shall tell of your righteousness and of your praise all the day long. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.